back to the Yellow Fellows podcast. I'm your host for today, Aaron Choi, and I am here with my fellow guests and a very special guest, one of our closest friends, Nicholas Chou. How you doing, Nicholas?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited.
We're really glad to have you. So
Don't keep your hopes up like that high. All right.
All right, so the reason why we brought Nick on is because we're desperate. And I'm joking. So we brought Nick on because he actually has a lot to talk about. Nick is a very well-rounded individual. You know, he does Boy Scouts, he does band. You know, he's an aspiring medical professional. You know, he does all the big. So Nick, you want to tell us a bit about yourself? You know, give us a little introduction of who you are.
Yeah, for sure. What's it? I do a lot of stuff. Yeah, like what Aaron said is true. I do Boy Scouts. For my troop, I'm the leader, the SPL, as they call it in Boy Scouts.
He's flexing on us, bro.
For band, I'm in 3 of the school bands: jazz, classical, and marching. And I do a lot of activities. Oh, during quarantine, I had like a huge I had a fun time because a lot of opportunities popped up for me to volunteer, and I took them. I was able to hand out presents during Christmas, able to pack up and store food and put in people's trunks. And I've like Aaron said, I do want to become in the medical field. I want to be a physician when I grow up to help other people.
Very nice.
We should probably go into it one by one. We'll start with Boy Scouts. I never really my mom always wanted me to put me into Boy Scouts, but she never really did. How is that for those who don't really know exactly what it is? How is it like? What do you really do? And is it a lot of commitment and stuff?
Boy Scouts is it's a big leadership thing. It's not just camping and just going out
making
into the
s'mores.
It's not just making s'mores and just talking over the fire. That is a big part of it, but you also learn a lot about leadership. You got to learn how to be respectful, respect nature, of course. That's a huge rule. That's a really huge rule. If you mess that up, you're kicked out of the troop.
What?
Yeah, you got to respect nature. One of our top rules that we have to recite when in Boy Scouts, to start us off, we always have a little thing where we recite these phrases, these passages, and one of the phrases was about outdoor ethics and how you should always respect the environment, all that stuff.
So it's like church, basically. It's
church for Mother Nature.
Yeah, except there's no cult. Except there's no
church of camping.
We call it church a cult.
Let's not go into that.
It's not a cult.
But
all right.
When you do those practices, what are some of the more memorial things that you've memorable, not memorial, memorable things that you've done? Like what kind of badge? I'm assuming you guys got the badges and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's tons of stories I could tell. I was able to do there's the mundane stuff of just there's these things called merit badges, and there's classes you can learn on various skills such as chess, camping, emergencies, survival, and I went a little bit above and beyond in some of my stuff in Boy Scouts. For one of my merit badges, one of my instructors, actually, she got so sick that I ended up teaching the class, and I ended up teaching the class pretty well too, because I was pretty I knew about the subject, but I just had to get the requirements in and get it signed by a professional. And during these campouts sometimes there's one that's last all the way through the week, and always on the last night they would have this campfire where they would hand out the awards, show the scouts, each troop has to do a little performance, and there's always this one person who's what's the word that the person that runs the whole show, the coordinator. Yeah.
Host.
Anyways, I signed up to be one camp, and I ended up doing a pretty good job too, and my my like Boy Scout leader was able to record the whole thing, and then that got like pretty famous in the Boy Scout community, which is good.
Oh my god, the flex.
Nick
That's
is,
that's actually
you
really
viral on
cool.
YouTube or something?
yeah.
You got famous?
Is it on YouTube?
Nah, I wouldn't check. I didn't check. I wouldn't
Oh.
check.
All right.
What is?
What is it?
Oh,
Oh.
Aaron, you can go.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna ask, like, you talked about like, what is it? A lot of the, requirements to be a Boy Scout. Some of their responsibilities. You also talked about, like your badges, which of course are earned. Oh, what would you say is the most like challenging badge that you earned, or like what was the most challenging to earn?
Ooh, okay. The most challenging merit badge that I could think of, like the top of my head, was either journalism or emergency survival. Because
Go into emergency survival because
They
journalism
send like a
is important.
fake bear at you, like whoa.
Is it like how far of an extent do you guys go in Boy Scouts?
what's it? My experience for it was so you gotta learn like the classes. Like a good 70% of it is just like sitting down on a log, and then the teacher has to explain to you, this is a situation, this is what happened if this, and this, and here's how you react with this, and this. A good rule of importance that I still remember to this day: if you're lost, stay where you are, because if you start moving around, that gives like a much larger area for like the rescue people to like look for. If you just stay where you are, they only have to search in this space. But if you move around, they have to search the whole forest or some sort. And anyways, what makes it so hard was that the last and final requirement that I had to do was go in the middle of the woods and sleep there for a night. So
Like
no,
Bear Grylls?
no, that is way too dangerous.
With your troop, of course, right?
Oh no, not with my troop, but like with other with other scouts, and like the scout master just like patrolling every like hour or so. And so we're like throughout the forest, we're kind of like scattered where we are. Like this troop is gonna be, this guy is gonna be over there.
Oh, like the
I'm
Hunger
gonna be like
Games?
over there. Yeah.
What
And
were
then
you-
we
what
have
were
to
you
like
given?
an emergency blanket. And
That's
That's it?
do you have to make your
That's
own
it.
tent?
Wait, how'd you make fire then?
No. You just have to make a shelter to survive the weather. And unfortunately,
Oh.
it was snowing.
What'd you make your shelter out of? What'd you make your shelter out of?
Yeah.
So it's called this lean-to. So basically, you get like this like large sturdy thing, and then you get a bunch of like sticks, twigs, logs, and you kind of weave them together so they lean to the giant sturdy thing. So it kind of like make a triangle, and you're just right there.
You found the lean-to in the woods, or they gave it to you?
He has to make
No,
it.
I had
Yeah,
to
they
pick.
gave him
oh,
two
it's-
huge
I had to
pieces
pick
of
up like
logs.
sticks, logs, and twigs all
Oh,
over like
alright.
the ground and like assemble them. And then once I was done, I had to like throw all the sticks into like random piles for the next troop to come in and just try to make their own shelter.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
It was cold.
Yeah. No,
There's another thing that I wanted to ask you. You know how like what is it, like between people who do sports and like music, like the competition is very big because they're competing with each other even though they're in a team. Is Boy Scouts like that? Is there that sort of competition? Is there anything to like fight for, perhaps?
Oh yeah. There's all sorts of skills that you can like compete for. So back to what I said before about like me running that 600 people or so campfire. What happened there was I announced the awards, and what these awards were about were of like each troop or sometimes the staff would provide an activity to go through, such as who can be like the best shooter in this kind of weapon, or who can be able to like, sometimes they're like really skill based, really like camp based, and some are like kind of like lighthearted. Like one of them was if you could cook a pancake really fast and then toss it to the other person's pan, and then the other person had to eat the pancake. And then we won that one pretty solidly, if I do say so myself. I still remember I got that first place. They give out ribbons for it, and then we just tie it around our flags. We call it like our victory flag, so to say. And yeah.
What's one of like, cause you apparently you do learn like a lot of skills. What's your most like favorite skill that, or like most? Yeah, no, yeah, I'd say favorite skill. Yeah, not necessarily practical as well. Just the most fun thing that you did or learned.
That's a really good question. I really like. Let me see. I like team building exercises. There was whether it comes to like just like a little like a scout thing, just like our troop. Oh, everybody split off into 2 teams. You team do this, you team do this. I really like working with other people, like working in a group. That's really good. Of course, I like to take leadership. I like to help lead the team, and there was this really big event that I did one time that if it's okay for me to share. I found scouting. So it was a pentathlon, right? That 5 event thing. And
What the heck?
That's not
Oh,
a
so
real
it's a
word.
triathlon, but like instead of 3, it's 5.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like an actual pentathlon where you have to run like miles and stuff. No, it's just like a little camp one. So basically we're on this like huge mountain, and there's like a lake on top of that mountain, and the mountain's freezing. But here goes for the pentathlon. One of the people has to row across, or 2 people row across, and then they get out of the lake on the other side of the lake, from where they started, and then they pass the baton to the other person, who runs a whole mile across back to the starting point.
A mile?
Yeah,
God
and then they pass the
dang.
baton to the next person, which was me, and I had to swim back and across from the lake, and that was, it was cold. It was cold. And then finally, I passed my baton to the final person, who unwraps the baton and eats it because it's a frozen Snicker bar.
How was that a
Why did you get the
challenge?
last place, dude? You eat so fast. Like you should have been. You should have been.
No, okay.
the Snicker bar.
I mean, we didn't win that competition because like I actually never passed the swimming test before until like that year.
Wait. You're telling me you don't know how to swim?
No. I know how to swim, but I'm not very good as a swimmer. I haven't passed any of the swimming tests before, and then I signed up for the swimming competition, which made me kind of nervous.
Why?
And also because the water was okay.
What?
Why?
Did you vault? You
Because he's a Boy Scout, he needs to go like far beyond, the standards.
Okay, but it's a competition, right? You haven't passed any of the tests.
That is also true.
Well, like, let's say
That's
you're splitting up like a 5-part test with 5 different subjects, and you're giving it to 5 different people, and math is your weakest subject, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna take math. Like, what? No.
You could have gave it to someone who actually passed the swim test.
Yeah.
Dude,
Eating the Snicker would have been your best thing. I think like the whole thing. Oh.
That could have been mine too, but what's it? One thing that was like really scary that like scared me a ton when I was doing the pentathlon was that each troop goes into the mountain because like you have to move from like a gondola into the actual campsite because it's like across this huge lake. So and the gondola takes a while because there's only 3 of them. And by the time like my troop got to the gondola into like the campsite, when we normally were supposed to do like the swim test to see like, oh, if you can swim and do the pentathlon or not, we missed our deadlines, so we weren't even supposed to do the pentathlon in the first place. So I didn't even know if I could swim the distance or not when I did the thing. And but luckily I was able to swim back on the frigid waters and hand off through the baton. But unfortunately I did get last place because I was a pretty bad swimmer, if I do say so. And some of the troops took it like way too serious. Like the first place kid, he swallowed one of his tooth because it got lodged into the bar when he ate it. Like he
swallowed
one
his
of his
tooth?
teeth?
like one of his tooth was in the bar and he ended up swallowing it just to like win the competition.
I thought you guys just
No
sold
way.
cookies.
Dude, no, it was
No
insane. Like
way.
that.
That's girls.
Never
Oh
mind. You should have
my
done the swimming
God.
thing, not the
Yeah,
Snicker.
no,
Not
no,
the
no.
Snicker.
Yeah,
The
swimming thing. I was
Dude,
looking at the kid. He had like he was
No,
like
that
one of his
guy's
front
crazy.
tooth missing.
Dude, I have like a
Scout.
feeling in my throat. That is scary. Oh
Dude,
my
whoever
God.
that kid is, mad respect. Dude.
They, like,
Props.
He's a
No,
real
man,
Boy Scout.
no, I don't
Holy
respect that. Dude, that's just
What?
insane. That's just
Anything for
insane.
anything for first place.
Was he
There's
like
a
not
difference
bleeding?
be-
Like
there's a
Yeah,
difference.
but you lost your tooth.
You
Yeah,
grew
you
it
lost
back.
your
What?
tooth.
You grew
Not
it
all the
back.
time.
Wait, was
Roll
it
it
a
back.
baby tooth or an
No,
adult
no,
tooth?
no.
Was it,
I mean,
was it-
I couldn't tell. It was like the kid was between like so in Boy Scouts there's between the ages of 12 and 18. So I couldn't tell whether that kid was like old enough to be like have all adult teeth or like have kids teeth.
how,
So I
wait,
don't
how
know if
old?
that was-
How old were you at that time when you were doing? Like,
that was about 1 or 2 years ago.
I'm pretty sure I had I'm pretty sure I had all my adult teeth by the time I was 12.
I think
Yeah, you should.
Before 8th grade.
Yeah, you should definitely have all your
Yeah,
adult
so the
teeth.
kid's
Yeah,
gone.
no.
He's long gone.
Yeah, the kid's
So that kid-
gone. Yeah.
It's
That tooth
now.
isn't coming
Yes,
back,
it's-
man.
Wait, was he older than you?
No, he was younger than me. But like,
Have you
Yeah,
seen
but
him
still.
recently, or like, was he part? He was part of a different trip, or was he part of your trip?
yeah, he was part of a different troop. That troop, they were like, I remember one thing about them, and they were always just like pumped to win. They were
I
they would always just like cheer the
yeah,
loudest. and
fair enough. That I mean, they have like.
they definitely showed it
it.
at the end of
His
the
tooth is
competition.
gone, bro.
I didn't do something like the pentathlon, but I did do like a camp thing. It was in Singapore, but we did it was for class camps. So usually at the end, because there's 4 years, so at the end of the year, every like cohort or grade would all get together and they go on a camp. It depends on what grade you were. So like I think it's 7th and 8th. So like 7th they'd stay in school, and then I think in 7th grade I went around like Singapore. We kind of did like an amazing race kind of thing where we had to hit checkpoints all around Singapore, and we had to take buses and like trains and stuff, but we could only have like a limited amount of like buses and trains and stuff, and we had to hit the checkpoints in order to get like points and stuff. So that was fun. But my second year there, I think that's 8th grade. Yeah. We went to like a campsite, kind of like an off campsite, and we stayed there for 2 days, 1 night. And we kind of did something like that. Like we did something like that. We had like a bonfire and stuff. We did camp out in tents, but like because it was in Singapore, it was really hard to sleep in the tent because it's so hot. And there was like 4 people in the hot in like the very damp like tent. So it was, and also it rained really hard that night. So I know we were sleeping in the tent, and it was like I couldn't sleep, 1 because it was super hot, and 2. It was raining so hard, so like I just couldn't sleep. And apparently, when we were setting up the tents, we on my corner, we didn't bolt in the thing like hard enough. So then one of like the tent has like 2 layers. The front layer, usually to cover from like rain and dirt and stuff, came off. So then my entire wall, my entire side was all wet. And then when I woke up, my entire bag and all my shit was like completely soaked, and everyone else's was fine. And I was so pissed because I got no sleep. I was super hot and like sticky and like sweaty, and all my my bag and like my sleeping bag and everything on my side was wet. I was fuming. I was not happy.
God, that's actually bad luck. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Like we did other stuff. Like there was like an obstacle course, and we did like a zip line, and like there's a bunch of stuff there, but like that was like probably the most like, okay, I'm gonna hurt somebody right now. that was a yikers moment. Like,
or Luigi, Darren, have you guys ever done anything like that? Like not exactly Boy Scouts, but you know, like something with that
Like, just, like,
same.
camping.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I've been camping, but it was like for 3 days. It wasn't that long.
I went camping for like half a night, and then I want to go home. I'm
So you
not
just
an
don't go
outdoors.
home?
Yeah, I'm not really an outdoors person.
where did you go, or what did you do?
Pretty much, we just stayed out there, and then
I
go
actually-
fishing. Never
Wait,
caught a
wait, where'd you
fish.
go? Where'd you go?
I don't know where it was. It was like a couple years ago, maybe 5-6 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually
legit,
do-
bro, I spent 3 hours trying to catch a fish. Never happened.
Dude, fishing is so hard.
did
I
anyone
can't
else
believe
catch a
it.
fish though?
Everyone caught a fish.
Oh, okay. Then you just suck.
and
You just suck.
And then I grabbed my mom's hand and I walked home.
Yeah, well, take the L.
Aw.
Aaron,
Yeah,
you
it
were
was
saying?
painful.
Oh yeah, this isn't really Boy Scout related. This is more camping related. I thought this is just a funny story. What is it? So I went camping with my church, right? Like we went to this retreat, and what is it? I was part of like a youth group, right? So I went with them rather than like the junior hires and the high schoolers. But I go off with them, right? And we go to like this parade, right? I guess it was like. Yeah, it was like around the 4th of July, so there are like these American like USA floats, they have all those coming by. But an hour earlier, I found a hiking stick because we were going hiking, right? And I'm like, this is a very nice stick. Like it was perfectly straight and everything. Dude, the stick was great. But then, oh, what is it? You know how like when those floats pass by, they'll throw you like prizes, like a necklace or something
Yeah.
or like candy.
Yeah.
Dude, I used that stick to literally catch everything, and all the grown-ups they started like yelling at me. They're like, "Dude, throw the stick away."
Why? Because
I
they're like,
literally
oh,
have
you're
like, yeah, they're like saying I'm cheating. I'm like, hey, what is it? I just have a stick, man. I'm not doing anything illegal, bro. I'm just using this to my advantage. I'm just being resourceful, dog.
Dude, Boy Scouts is all about using your environment to the best of your advantages.
Okay, let's go, Aaron.
Aaron, future Boy
If Aaron was in Boy Scouts, he would have got like 100 points for doing that. Like that's a big
that-
brain move right
There's
there.
a point system.
No, I mean
Yeah,
like
but there's no
if you would have
parade.
like
Yeah.
nobody
He
would have
would've
argued
quit.
against it. They were
100 points out of
like,
how many? For some reason, 100 doesn't seem like a lot.
No. I mean like 100.
He's just saying. He's just saying like you'd pass. You'd pass like because you did.
I'm better than Nick.
Darren, have you done like camping or something?
Yeah, but apparently we camped like near like a water, like a beach, and there's like a shark that came on. Apparently,
Huh?
yeah,
Where?
it was weird on
Where?
the shore.
No. Where were you?
I don't remember. I was like younger. I don't remember the name, but it was a pretty far drive. Like,
Yeah. What the hell?
and then
Ooh,
like
I
there
remember
was like a
swimming
skunk outside my tent, and then like apparently it sprayed our tent. And then our tent just sounds so bad. It was
I remember
horrible.
going camping with one of my mom's friends, and what is it? Her friend's son. Like they were like dragging me. Come on, let's like go ride bikes or something. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But then there are two of them, right? They're twins. So the two of them, they see a skunk, right? And I'm like, guys, get away from that thing. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. We see these things all the time. And I'm
It's a
like, no,
raccoon.
seriously.
It's a raccoon.
No, they were like, no, dude, it's a skunk. Please get away from that thing. And they start like harassing it. They like start throwing sticks at it.
Oh my god.
They start throwing sticks at it and like small stones at it. And obviously, the skunk gets aggroed, right? So it lifts up its tail. Kids start laughing, get sprayed. They start crying. They're like, oh my god! It's like, I'm like, I told you. And like, what is it? It smells so bad. It
Man, I
smelled
got what they
like
came for.
it was so bad. Like those kids are so.
I think we can we can move on or like talk about something else. I want to ask about like band and stuff because you've been in band for how long have you been in like band? Like how many years?
I joined band the start of freshman year.
Yeah, so you're I mean, at least from what I know, you're pretty committed and stuff. So like, how is that? How do you like? What do you? I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. But like, what is that commitment like from? Like, or did like inspiration wise? Why did you want to join band? Or like, how did it start? Origin wise?
Man, band is really fun. I wish I joined like in junior high or earlier, cause let's see, you make so many friends, you learn so many stories. You also learn so many like things that are like outside of band, but like in band too. You like pick up tons of different stories. What I really I really like band because like you get to share your your hobbies with another person. It's like a club, but like a lot bigger and a lot more just a lot more because we get to go to like huge competitions like this one. I won this one like last year, I think.
Okay, let's go. Round
Yeah,
of applause.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, but going back to what Robert asked, like, why did you join? Like, what was sort of the inspiration behind joining band?
What's it? To the viewers out there, I used to go to instead of going from my junior high, which was Canyon Hills, to the feeder school, which was Ayala. Instead, I went to Chino Hills, which is where I re-met, everybody in the video call with me right now. What's it? I was making like a fresh new start in Chino Hills High School, and so I decided to pick up a lot of sorts of stuff because I already played saxophone before, but I like kind of like dropped it for a year. But then I decided, hey, like the saxophone gathering dust in my room, I could use this for something. So I decided to join band and play along. And God, it was such a good decision to make. It was one of the best decisions I could make.
I used to. Oh yeah, Aaron.
Oh go ahead.
I used to do like performing arts because I used to be in choir.
Yeah.
So I think probably the best thing I actually enjoyed for that, or like the most memorial thing, was not only just like the people, like that was fun, you know. But like actually competing, or not just competing, but also like performing in front of like a live audience is very fun, and it gives you that like joy and that like rush. It's like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually performing in front of that. Like, like if you have done that, I'm pretty sure you have. But like, how does that feel? Like, do you get excitement from that?
Okay, yeah, like what Robert, what you said, it's such an enthralling experience to do that. You feel like such a rush of adrenaline when you're performing. Like even if it like the big band performances, even if I'm just like one dot in that giant performance, I'm still like being a massive impact, because if that dot wasn't there, then you would notice that immediately. Also, like before I joined marching band and such, I did perform, but like for other things, because before I picked up saxophone, I played piano. I played piano for like about 8 years or so, and
8 years.
What I did was I would always play in like these performances, these recitals, so to say, and I would always play like these large pieces to like my family. Of course, they would like record with their iPads and like their phones and such, and they would always show it to my grandparents. And it was especially like worrying. Like I stressed a lot like right before the performance, but during the performance, I like just let it all out. I just do the best that I can, and even if I make a mistake, I just blow on past it. Just act like it didn't happen. Just do my best, and like at the end of the performance, I know that they'll clap for me, they'll cheer, they'll know I did my best.
Aaron, you want to say something?
I kind of forgot, but this is just a general question. What instrument do you like to play more, sax or piano?
Ooh. Saxophone.
And if you like both equally, just a list of pros and cons if you want.
Yeah. What's it? Saxophone. I picked up a little bit later, and it is a really good instrument to use. But I gotta stick with my original, the piano. The piano is really
fun.
Yeah. What's it? I like using the piano more because it's a lot more like versatile to use. For saxophone, I have to be blowing, and also using my like 2 fingers, because you can't just play a single note with like one hand. You can only play like 3 of them. But I have to use like both hands in order. I have to use both hands in order to just play like a melody or some sort. But if I wanted to play like a melody, like just sight read, I could just use my hand for that. And oftentimes for like pieces I have to play on my saxophone, I often go to my piano first and just like sight read and like learn how to play it. And then I like once I learn the rhythm, how it's supposed to sound, then I pick up my saxophone and then I start playing from there.
Why'd you choose the saxophone? Or why'd you choose the saxophone? Like you could have chose like other instruments like trumpet or like trombone.
My mom said it would get the ladies.
Let's go!
I know what you're saying, bro. It is.
Has it been working? Has it been working?
A little bit.
This is just a personal question because I'm a music nerd, but what is it? You do classic piano and saxophone jazz, right?
Yeah, I also do classical on saxophone too.
Or like, what is it? Like, how difficult is it, like transitioning from those 2 styles? Because both of them are, very different. Like, how is that like?
Oh, what's it? I gotta say, I like both styles quite a lot. Jazz has this like, what's it? It's energy. Yeah? It's like, it's free energy. It swings, it moves. Like you can exaggerate things that like you normally wouldn't be able to do with classical. But for classical, you're able to like stick to the piece, like stay in orderly. It's like both sides of a coin. It's like 2 sides of a coin, but I like both sides. Both sides are very, very nice.
Fair enough. I mean, do you see yourself doing something like this in the future, or are you just gonna stick to it as like a hobby?
What's it? I would stick to it as a hobby. I'd definitely be like, if somebody says, "Hey Nick, do you know how to play like the piano?" I would immediately be like, running up and just playing some random song that I know.
Plays Piano Man.
I can play Piano Man one day for you guys if you want me to.
Yeah.
But if it's for professional, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Like, I play music for fun, not for cash money or something.
You're not really pursuing that as like a
Yeah.
What is it? What was one of your favorite moments? Not just from band, but from music in general. You know, like what was the most memorable moment from playing an instrument?
One of my a good memory I have of like playing an instrument was that I was in freshman year. I was getting a little bit, cocky and stuff, thinking like, oh, I'm so good at like my instrument. But then, being in band and stuff, you listen to like tons of people play in the band room. Like during lunchtime, there's always somebody gonna be playing the piano, somebody gonna like, playing their instrument in like another room. And I thought like, I was doing pretty well in piano. I'm sounding pretty good. And then there's this one guy. He just like, I didn't even know his name at the time, but then he just strolled up to the piano and he just played this like beautiful song that like it just took my breath away. I realized, oh God, I just have so like ways to go in like both my saxophone and piano. And that was really eye-opening for me. I really enjoyed doing that.
Experience. Yeah. That's a good experience. Well, because I mentioned your future, but so I know that you're in like a medical, or you're going towards like at least like a medical direction, right? Where and I heard that you mentioned psychology.
Yeah.
How like what well, we'll start with like what started that like want for medical, and then why psychology?
Okay.
Asian perhaps?
Yeah, was it Asian?
That's definitely a factor.
Yeah.
I mean, you said that's a factor, but what else?
So to backtrack a little bit, I decided that I wanted to be a doctor when I grew up. Like just starting off, I felt like 10 years old. My mom asked, "Hey, what do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be a doctor." And then she asked, "What kind of doctor?" And that got me thinking. There's more than one kind of doctor out there. So what do I want to be? So I was thinking about it, and so I was sitting one day and I Googled what doctors make the most money.
Ah, yes, like a proud Asian would. Let's go.
And then
Money.
I got the list: the cardiologist, the neurosurgeon, the anesthesiologist, and one that really stood out to me was a neurosurgeon, because they affect the brain, and I think brain is the most important organ in the body. Without it, you can't really do as much. And also I thought surgery was a pretty good thing to go into, so I decided to look into it, and I held that idea up until about like freshman to sophomore year, and then I realized, I get squeamish during surgery, so I decided I'll go for the next best thing, which is psychiatrist. And I really want to like especially in like today's age, people are like getting all sorts of stressed out. People are like changing their minds every day. People have like such different mentalities, mental illness, all that stuff. And I think like, especially in today's age, I think we should have more of those people, which is why I want to sign up. I want to join them. I want to help other people, like other teens, adults, all the people with that kind of stuff.
That's really cool.
Good man.
That's really cool.
That's I do understand, because I do also wanted to I kind of also wanted to go into something relating to like neurology or something. I was considering a neurosurgeon just like you, but I'm coming to realize that I might also be a bit squeamish. Okay, like I
No, I completely understand. Yeah.
It depends. It depends on my mood, honestly. Like I'm gonna be serious. Like
Your mood
real.
depends whether.
No.
like
Yeah,
to
it
see
depends.
blood or
It depends
not.
on like what. I don't. Yeah, it's probably my mood, because
So when you're
I
happy,
don't know. Sometimes
happy, you
I
like
can.
some blood.
I,
When you're
I,
happy, the patient.
no,
When you're
lives.
happy and you know it.
yeah. Okay.
no, your
But,
mood
like,
depends on.
It depends though, because like sometimes I'm not squeamish at all. I can look at like really just like, or like bloody stuff, or like watch like a scene in like a medical show, and they like do surgery. Like I can watch that without like looking away. And other times when I look at it, when someone gets like impaled or something, I'm like, oh no, I can't look at that. I don't know. It honestly depends on the day.
Okay.
The day of the week and my mood determines if the patient will live or not.
Oh guys, I'm feeling a little down
Alright.
today. I don't think send them to the next doctor.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, I didn't want to be like a serious, medical professional. By serious, I mean everything is serious, but I'm talking about like, the neurosurgeons, like the actual people who like go into, the room to like, go into their organs, stuff like that. I really want to stay away from that, not because I don't think that's important, but I don't trust myself.
That's reasonable.
No. Like in all seriousness, I don't trust myself to like put myself like on the line. Like, I am the biggest factor that determines whether they are going to live or not, and I don't want to be the factor that determines whether they die or not.
Fair enough.
There should be other people who are more skilled and more willing to do it than me. Because I don't want to be responsible for killing someone.
Yeah. And answering Luigi's question, I'm not sure because I haven't really done like the most like live like surgery I did was like the like when we cut open the pig, the fetal pig.
Yeah.
But that's really it. But like I didn't get squeamish from that. I just felt nauseous because that smelled like terrible.
Yeah, it smelled terrible.
But, like, other than that,
I don't think we're gonna smell like that stuff in like an actual patient.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
It's gonna be much worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron, you said you're not skilled enough. It depends on my mood, okay? Like let's like it depends on the
So
time.
you're skilled, huh? All right. So this man's saying he's skilled.
The time, the day of the week, and my mood. That's what determines what the patient lives.
Okay.
And then
The doctor's not in the mood right now, guys.
Friday
We
evening, bro. That's the best time to hit up, bro.
Less
Yeah.
than a minute.
All right,
Alright,
so
Ka
what were we
chow,
saying?
we're
Alright,
back. What's up?
No.
What's up? Brandon, cut
back.
in.
What's up?
All right. So yeah.
So Nick, what were you gonna say about Boy Scouts?
So I wanted to tell you guys a little quick story about this scary thing I did at Boy Scouts. So one of the classes I did that like I really liked but also was a little dangerous was rock climbing. And so we would it's like 10 minutes away, like a 10-minute walk away from the main campsite, you would reach like this boulder of a mountain, and then you would basically like follow the path and then go to like these little rock climbing places they set up. And over the week they taught me how to do things like belay, how to tie knots, how to untie the knots, and how to like properly attach like the harnesses to myself. And as the week progressed, I thought it was like getting pretty good. We learned how to like the other, how like one person stays as like the anchor and the other person like helps the person rock climb. Yeah, that part was pretty good. And then we had this like rock climbing competition. I got second place, pretty good. And then came the scary part about this, and I didn't know about this until the day of. So there we were on the like mountainside, and they told us, hey, so today we're gonna be continuing the part. This time, instead of having an anchor belay you anchor yourself. So my life was in my hands. My hands hold the rope that like either control whether I go up or down. And so we began. I was 70 feet like above the ground, and then like my job was to go from point A to point B. And that was a really scary moment because like there were like they left and then they were waiting at the bottom, so I had to like either like pull myself up and down, and like eventually I got my way down, but that was a very scary moment because like I got sweaty hands, and then I thought my like hands were gonna slip and like rope burn.
I actually really like rock climbing. Like this is kind of relating to what you said, but I actually really like rock climbing. Rock climbing is always just fun. I find it's a very good like active sport to get your like especially like upper like chest, I would say. It's very good for that. And I did actually try what you did once. There's like a wall, and you do have to like self-belay yourself, and it is kind of terrifying because if you don't tie yourself properly, or you don't like pike yourself properly or something, you're gonna fall. And I saw someone like there's multiple like hooks where you can, so like it's not like if you miss one you're gonna fall all the way down. You're gonna like fall down to the last like hook or whatever, but in between each hook is pretty big. I would say there's like it's like the height of like 2 people. So like, so if you fall, you're gonna fall all the way down, and it hurts as well because you fall and there's no give. You're just gonna fall, and it's just hard rope, so you just fall and then it just tugs on you. So that hurts. But I do really like rock climbing. I also like the free wall. Like it's the one with like it's just the wall, and sometimes it curves upwards without any like harness and stuff. I always like doing that because it's always like a challenge and it seems fun.
Yeah, those like mini ones at the park.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, from across the street.
Those are fun. Like especially going like upside down and stuff like that. Like I've seen people do it and it's insane, and it requires a lot of upper body strength, and as you can see, I don't have much of. Okay, like look at
This man's a giant.
I don't have.
Nah, this man is resting right now. His full potential is dormant right now.
God, you should see when he flexes. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
What you're seeing right now of Robert, that's not even 1% of what he can really be. Dude. Have you seen him in school? He's fire. Alright, so one thing that I did want to talk about, Nick, he got to share a little bit about himself, but I want to share a little bit of my experiences with Nicholas. No, I'm going to share. Alright, so yeah, so what do you guys want to know, or like in terms of stories?
If I would like to interject, I would like to know, what was your first impression of me?
Okay, so first impression of Nick. Unlike Luigi and Darren, I met Nick in freshman year, beginning of freshman year. Nicholas. So, but then we had the same first period together. So I'm like, oh, cool, I made a friend. Man's literally transfers out of that class the next day.
What class was it?
I think it was biomedical science.
Oh, wow.
I had about like 3 classes with Aaron, and then the day of, I switched out of. I didn't have any classes with him.
He switched out of all of them. So after that, I just never saw him again, unless it was like in the bus. Oh yeah, we also rode the bus together.
Didn't we sit together at lunch?
Huh?
In the morning and during the lunch and on Fridays.
Yeah.
No, what is it? I think like in freshman year he didn't really sit with us, but then sophomore year he sat a lot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He used to be in like the library all the time.
No,
Remember?
he used to be too cool for us.
Oh yeah, you'd also be the band kid. So talking about like first impressions, Aaron, you gave yours already. I wanted to know like other people's first impression. Like, well, I'll start with mine, I guess. Okay, I want to be honest. I don't remember my first impression, simply because I think at the time the only people I really had like a first impression with was just like, well, the only ones I remember was mainly Justin and Darren, so because they were in our Chinese class. No, those were the first people I met. But when I met all you guys in freshman year, I don't really think I had a first impression, simply because
thanks, man.
At the time,
I was in your Chinese class, whatever.
No, you transferred into a Chinese class at the second semester, okay?
No, it was first semester, like
first
the
semester,
third or fourth
like,
day.
Exactly.
Cause like they're like, oh,
Okay,
the other
okay,
Chinese class has
okay.
too little people, so let's combine the classes.
But to be fair though, I didn't have a first impression of you guys because I joined your group at literally like the second day of school, okay? Just because you joined the Chinese classroom the next day didn't like change the fact that I still met Darren and Justin first. Okay, but
I mean,
like,
you could still have first impressions. It doesn't have to be the first day of school.
but that's what I'm saying. I don't remember them because the only ones I remember was meeting Justin there. But I think if I were to give a first impression, I'd probably just be like, at the time you were really quiet in freshman year as well. You didn't really talk.
Yeah, you really was.
Dude,
No,
I'll-
I thought, and also you used to spend a lot of time in the library, so I probably thought that, like that quiet kid who just like read books
Aaron?
all the time.
Dude,
No,
I was so
Nicholas.
shy. I was so scared to like make a move, so just say like hi to make a friend. But I definitely changed a lot since freshman year.
Oh yeah. Darren, Luigi, do you have any first impressions of Nick?
Probably like the oldest impression I have of Nick right now was actually I think my mom and his mom were like, they used to like be like sort of close, because Asian moms would compete, and they would like bring the kids together and show each other out.
Yeah.
And when I went to Nick's house, I actually saw him like sitting in a corner, like he was just sitting there, like not doing anything. And his
Nick,
mom was
you
like,
okay?
"Yeah, Nick, yeah." And Nick's mom was like, "Oh yeah, he did something bad." And I was like, "What is this kid?" Yeah,
Wait,
he was
Matt.
sitting in the corner, and then his mom was like, "Nick, stand up." And then Nick walks over, and he's like a 6-foot man, and I'm like 4'2". I just look it up. I'm like, "Hi,
Hey there.
hi there."
Wait, when did you
wanna
meet?
play
When
some
you like?
cars?
When was the first time you saw him?
I mean, that's the oldest I can remember. But we were in the same kindergarten class, even though he forgot I was in his class.
Damn, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
No, I remember he was in my class, but he told me this story before, but I don't remember this story. But what's it? What Luigi said is true. I got in trouble a lot when I was a kid. I was always the troublemaker. I would not stop. I would just not stop making like trouble.
Bad boy.
Darren, do you have any?
Okay.
Darren, wait, Darren, when did you meet Nick?
It was like in first grade, right? And then so,
Okay.
like one of my first impressions of Nick was like during class. This kid's like leaning back in his chair, and then right behind him is like the teacher's desk, right? And all I know is that this guy like leaned back too much and he hit his head on the teacher's desk. And I was like, wow, this kid is cool. I'm gonna go talk to him.
That's what you thought. That kid's cool.
Wow.
Wow.
This
I
kid is
should be
something
his
else.
friend.
How to make friends 101. Hit the back of your head while leaning on a chair. Oh my
That's the
god.
thing
Do you remember that, Nick?
No,
Oh,
I don't remember that
gosh,
specific
it's-
moment, but I did hit my head a lot when I was falling on my chairs.
How many
no.
times do you do that?
How many times did you fell out of your chair?
Cause what's it? I lean in my chair a lot. Like this is like a rolling chair, so it would not lean. But I had this habit where I would always just like lean back in my chair because I always like that like kind of like suspense feeling of just kind of like being in balance and stuff.
Floating.
But then I would always just lean back too far, and I was just like flat on the floor. And that happened like a ton of times. Like most of the time, like I was able to like curl up in a ball, so I just hit my back. But then there was a couple times where I just hit the back of my head on like the floor, and that hurt. But
Nice.
I think that only happened like 3 times.
Dude, I used to do that too, and I thought it was actually really cool. When like you lean your back, and then you know like some of the bikers, they would be like the little pose thing. And then,
Huh?
yeah, it's like a
Wait,
little
wait.
pose that they do when they're leaning backwards, and you think like they're really cool because they put their feet on top of
Bikers?
stuff.
Bikers? Like
The cool guys,
motorcycles?
the cool guys.
Yeah, the
like
cool guys, the
motorcycles?
cool kids, the cool
I
kids.
don't
you
know what you're talking about. What do you
I
mean?
Well, it's
don't
like-
know what you're talking about.
It's pretty much when they put their
Reenact it.
feet.
Reenact it right now.
Okay, it's like, well, wait, camera's straight. Okay, well, like this. Like they're sitting down and they're like leaning all the way back. Their feet
Oh,
on the
okay.
desk.
Ah,
I don't
okay,
know why I
see.
said bikers, but I used to think
Yeah,
that was
something
so
like that.
cool. And so yeah, like that. And I used to sit down like that. And I was like, man, I'm impressing all the girls. I got this in the bag. And legit, the girl that I used to like, she goes, dude, you look kind of lame. And I stopped doing it. I haven't done it ever since.
Entire ego shattered. It's over.
I was so
man.
humbled, I just gave up.
Just give up, man. It's over. Oh,
What is it? This is a little bit irrelevant, but I just wanted to ask you guys: have you guys ever done anything, either in elementary or high school, to like impress a girl? Have you like changed yourself or like changed, done something different in order to impress a girl?
probably. I don't.
Yeah,
I
bro,
don't
look at me, I'm a
remember.
simp.
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember, but I probably did, cause like, I mean, yeah, no, definitely, yeah, of course. I mean, most. I'm gonna be honest. I think most guys would have like maybe like even like something small and like because like sometimes the girl would say like the girl that you're interested in would be like, oh yeah, I like it when guys do this, but it's like something really small like I don't know like wear like high socks or something, and then you start wearing like high socks or something. I don't know, but like it's something stupid and small like that like girls and like I feel like most guys would do that, right?
All right, so Nick, you have anything that you want to share about like what I was talking about?
Getting the ladies.
Impressing the girls,
Getting
bro.
the ladies.
I do.
No shame in sharing.
Yeah. What's it? One is a general thing, and then 2 was a specific thing that I remember doing. So 1 was the general thing. So and it's this thing I think I still do to like my crush to this day, but like, I don't know what I would do, but like I remember like
Guys, take
always looking
notes,
back
take
on
notes,
it, I
guys,
always
take
seemed so
notes.
annoying. Like I would always just like hang out with them, just like always just like try to spark a chat with them. And then, what do you got? Put the papers away. I would always just like hang out with them, and then I was always just trying to spark a conversation. But like, I just didn't. I always just seemed like too clingy, like looking back on it. But I wish I didn't do that. I wish I just just talk to them like a normal person. But now like you have a crush on them. You can't talk to them like a normal person because that's your crush. But and if I went back in time, I would slap myself for acting so stupid.
It's understandable. It's understandable.
What about the specific thing?
The specific one. So there's this one girl I like, and then she liked anime. So what I did one time.
Bro, she's a keeper.
I know, right? And then so what I did was after like chatting with her, I found like her favorite anime and decided to draw like this one. I decided to draw because I'm pretty okay at drawing, so I drew like this ship that she had of these two characters. And it was a pretty good draw. It was a pretty okay drawing too. Like like we were chatting about it, and apparently she still has it in her binder to this day. And I was like,
okay, let's go.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go.
Hey,
You're forever
with
in
the
her heart,
flames.
bro. Oh my god.
dude, that's fire.
Dude, I did the same thing, but like, I mean, I'm not as cool as Nick. And this girl, she used to like country music. I wouldn't say like I was. I wouldn't say I was singing, right?
serenade her?
No, I didn't sing it to her. But she
Brought
was
his
into, like,
guitar to
country
school and
music.
started singing
So,
country music.
What I did was I was like, okay, time to start trying now. So I started listening to Blake Shelton.
Oh no!
And then legit, I was like, yo, this bangs. This is pretty good. And then
Like,
the next
actually,
day,
actually,
yeah, I listened to
You
only one
you
song though.
actually
Like
thought
the
it
I'll
was
Name
good.
the Dogs one.
you actually thought it
No,
was
I've
good.
listened to one Blake Shelton song.
Fair enough.
But
And,
yeah, I don't know. I try way too
you
hard.
went back to school the next day.
We went back to school and I said, because I told her I was into country music, and she's like, "Who's your favorite country singer, bro?" And I was like,
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, and she looked at me, and she's like, "That's for girls."
Yo, Luigi,
It's
looking
rough.
back on it, your experiences with females aren't like
Oh yeah, it's not good.
they're kind of
Oh
tough.
man, Luigi.
I know.
Dude,
I
I'm-
gotta copy your book, bro.
Dude, okay, wait. All right. Something I did for like the crushes I did, like I said earlier, I draw. I like to doodle a lot. And then the girls I had, a lot of them were like kind of those geeky types.
Did you draw them?
No. That's
Oh
that's taking a bit too far. But what I did,
How's
like,
a far though? Like drawing like a caricature of them would be like I mean if it's a good one.
Yeah, but not to keep for yourself.
Yeah,
No,
that'd
to
be
give it
cool.
to them.
Either way.
I could draw
Bro,
like
what are you
things.
looking
I
at
could
my
draw like
photos?
Yeah.
I could draw like really cool stuff, but I cannot draw people. I cannot draw people at all. But
For me,
what
it's
I
the
did,
opposite. I draw. I cannot draw anything but people. It's the opposite for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, let Nick continue.
so what I did was I had the sketchbook. It's right there in the corner of my room. What I did, like I had the sketchbook in my backpack, and what I was always do is like when we had free time, I would always pull out the sketchbook and say like, "Hey, you want to doodle?" And then me and her would like doodle for like the rest of the like free time in the class, and then would like in the meantime we would chat about stuff we like. And I think that was like a really good like not even as just like a crush, but that was like a really good bonding moment as a friend, even.
Hey, who do you like? I like you. Boom, gamer moment. Let's go.
Oh, we just talked about
Okay.
crushes, and then she was like, "Oh, who do you like?" And I just flipped the sketchbook around, and she says,
Okay, Dub, let's go. Okay.
Did you two go out on a date?
Nah, I was too always. I never made the move at least.
Okay.
I've only had one.
That's all right, man. We're here
Alright,
for you.
So before we end off the episode though, I wanted to say, talking about crushes, I'm looking back on it. I think almost every single girl I had a crush on was taller than me. I say almost, but I'm looking back on it. A lot of them were. I mean, okay. When I say a lot of them, a lot of the very few of them, but they. I think I've only liked like 5 girls ever. I think like 3.5 of them
What the?
were taller.
Like, you like the girl?
Oh,
Over
right.
half of them were taller.
So half a girl.
Okay,
Well, what
Aaron,
happened to half
Aaron,
of
Aaron,
the
you
numbers?
want- Aaron, you want
Half,
to end
bro.
off the episode?
Yeah. So
It's transition.
Alright,
Nice transition,
so,
man. You're safe.
First, I would just want to say thank you so much, Nick, for coming on as a
Thank you,
guest
man.
speaker. We loved talking to you. All right, so before I wrap it up, I just want to say the Yellow Fellows podcast is an extension of the Bark Podcasting Network. You can find their website in the description below, or you can see their Instagram, CHHS Podcasting. Link is also there in the description. Check them out. They have a lot of good podcasts. Such as Casual Debate or They also have a lot of scripted podcasts. And yeah, so before I end it off, I want to say that next week is our final episode. And that final episode is, it's going to be big. It's going to be a little longer than our usual episodes, and they're going to have a lot more guests than the usual episodes, more than 25.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Some
Bring it to
fan
you guys.
favorites are
We
coming
got
back.
you.
Let's go.
Fan-
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
some
coming back,
fan
folks.
favorites are
We
We
coming
don't know
back.
who the
Favorite
fan favorites
people?
are. We're assuming the fan favorites, but we hope they're your
Yeah,
favorites.
And they're us.
we,
It's
hope,
us.
we hope they're your favorites.
We're the fan favorites.
Yeah, we're the fan favorite. Let's
I'm
go.
just kidding. It's just Robert.
All right,
Wow.
but yeah, so anyways, we're gonna have some new guests. We're gonna have some old guests. So, and this
And-
is mainly just a way to, it's mainly for us. We hope
Wrap it up.
you do take the time to see the final episode. And if you have come this far, thank you all so much. All right.
Also, Safi's
that's
gonna
all.
be on it next episode. So
Oh yeah, Shafi's gonna be on it. More
Immediately
we love you,
importantly.
Safi.
We
We love
miss
you.
I love you,
man.
Saf.
We miss
Remember.
you.
All right, so that's been episode 13 of the Yellow Fellows. We'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.
All right,
Bye
deuces.
bye.
Woo.